Imagine this. You're traveling, maybe for work, maybe curiosity, and suddenly you're detained. No warning, no explanation. Now here's the real question. What happens to your rights when you're caught between two nations like Iran and the United States, especially during rising conflict? Do you still have rights, or do you become a pawn in a geopolitical game? Stay with me, because what I'm about to break down could affect any traveler, anywhere. Welcome back to Lawful Tourist, where travel meets law and we uncover the realities most travelers never think about. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most sensitive and dangerous geopolitical tensions in the world, the ongoing hostility between Iran and the United States. But we're not just talking politics, we're talking about you, the traveler, your rights, your risks, and what happens if you're detained in either country. Let's set the stage. While there isn't a full-scale declared war, tensions between Iran and the US have been volatile for decades, from sanctions to military incidents to cyber warfare. Recent years have seen drone strikes, naval confrontations in the Persian Gulf, and proxy conflicts across the Middle East. Here's the key insight. Modern warfare isn't always declared, but it still affects civilians. And when tensions rise, foreign nationals become high-risk targets for detention. So ask yourself, if you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, would your passport actually protect you? Let's talk facts. Direct travel between Iran and the US is extremely limited due to diplomatic breakdowns since 1979, strict visa controls, and heavy background screening. Before tensions escalated, thousands of Iranian Americans traveled annually for family visits. Academic and cultural exchanges existed, though tightly monitored. But today, travel is highly restricted, highly scrutinized, and sometimes politically sensitive. Even dual nationals face risks, especially in Iran. Now let's get into the core issue. If you are detained in Iran, especially as a foreign or dual national, 1. Limited consular access. Iran does not always recognize dual nationality. So if you're Iranian American, Iran may treat you only as Iranian, denying US embassy help. 2. Charges can be broad. You could be accused of espionage, national security violations, propaganda against the state, sometimes based on minimal or unclear evidence. 3. Legal representation. You may get a lawyer, but it might be state-approved. Communication can be restricted. 4. Detention conditions. Cases have reported long interrogations, solitary confinement, and delayed trials. Important. Iran is a signatory to some international treaties, but enforcement varies significantly. Here's the chilling part. Some detainees weren't spies, they were tourists, researchers, even journalists. Now let's flip the situation. If an Iranian national is detained in the United States, 1. Strong constitutional protections. Right to remain silent, right to an attorney, right to a fair trial. 2. Due process matters. Even non-citizens are protected under US law. 3. Consular access. Under the Vienna Convention, you have the right to contact your embassy. 4. Immigration detention versus criminal charges. Some individuals may be held under immigration law or national security concerns. But here's the difference. The legal system is transparent, structured, and reviewable. Now we enter dangerous territory. Sometimes detainees aren't just legal cases, they're political leverage. There have been instances where prisoners are used in negotiations, swapped in diplomatic deals, or held longer than expected. This is often called hostage democracy, and it's not officially acknowledged, but it's very real. So the question becomes, are you a tourist or a bargaining chip? Looking ahead, what does this mean? 1. Stricter travel bans. Expanded visa restrictions, increased background checks. 2. Digital surveillance, social media screening, travel history analysis. 3. Reduced civil liberties in conflict zones, more detentions, less transparency. 4. Risk for journalists and researchers, especially those covering sensitive topics. If you're even considering travel near high-tension regions, avoid dual national ambiguity, register with your embassy, limit sensitive data on your devices, and understand local laws deeply. And most importantly, know that your rights depend on where you stand, not just who you are. Travel isn't just about destinations anymore. It's about jurisdiction, power, and timing. Because in a world of rising geopolitical tension, the biggest risk isn't where you go, it's what happens if you can't leave. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe to Lawful Tourist, where we decode the laws behind global travel. And remember, stay informed, stay aware, and always travel lawfully.